What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to the #1 stock trading Discord at Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about the fluff piece that IXHL put out this morning. Last trade 3489, and I'm buying because just after 11 o'clock East Coast Central Time, the obvious question of this day is, what in the hell pushed the stock back down from 43 cents on that 20% pop at the open? And more importantly, what are the three things that the CEO needs to do in his next news release to send this stock north of $1 organically? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's 11:13 to be exact, East Coast Central. God bless each and every one of you. I have a major challenge for the CEO and three things that he can do right now to fix the mess that he started this morning. But before I get there, I've got a question for everybody watching, and I appreciate you giving me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to click that link below. But have you given up on our deal? Are you walking away? Have you given up on our deal? Yes or no? Because 3 months ago, I gave every single one of you a chance to join us for free or at a severe discount. Currently, save 50% on the first month. The second is free, but 99.99% of you, not a word. Meanwhile, 43-0. Your $10,000 a few months ago is worth more than 50 G's right now. So have you walked away from our deal or not? Because I'm going to pour my fucking guts out on your behalf. And at the end of this video, if you want in, if you want to get rich, if you want my help, 30 years in the fucking trenches, half of that as a broker from 93 to 07. In other words, I've made all the mistakes, so you don't have to. You click that link below. In the meantime, shout out to the CEO of IXHL. Well done on your fluff piece. Got the stock pumping. Second time in the last couple of weeks, we had a chance to pull the ripcord for a 20 to 25% profit and failed. Why didn't I pull the trigger? I'm looking for more money. I think this stock's got 50 cents to $1 minimum written all over it. But until the CEO addresses, and I encourage every one of you watching after you join us in the pinned comment to send an email with these three fucking requests. Number one, you said in today's fluff piece, which has caused more damage than good, that you haven't done any dilution since late August. To that I say bravo. But you have gone from less than 10 million shares in March to currently 347 million with the possibility of going as high as 800 million shares. So until you address issue number one, how much more of the ATM at the market offering are you going to draw down on? And more importantly, when? So Mr. CEO, and I'm not going to insult you by continuing to throw you under the bus by your first name, you need to come out with a news release in the next few days. And it needs to say, based on overwhelming shareholder feedback, something you already did several months ago when you tried to assure the street that you were going to mow us all the way down to a fucking quarter. Well, apparently the shorts have done it, or have they, in the last few months. So in your press release, based on overwhelming shareholder feedback, and send them these emails, guys and gals. Number one, how much more of the ATM are you going to draw down, and when, and for what reason? Because until you address these issues, and there's two more to follow, the naked shorts in the dark pools in particular are going to continue to lean on the stock. And here we are sitting at 35 cents and small change. The entire fucking rally, and I just mentioned I bought it for a third time at 348. We were in this morning buying as low as 336. And yeah, you might be sitting there as a shareholder thinking, didn't he tell us on the last video that he wasn't buying anymore? That's correct. It traded all the way up to 37, 38 a few days ago. And then it came down, and I noticed, and I told the team inside the Discord, the sell side pressure is drying up. At 34 limit at the time, I'm a buyer. So this morning before the news release, we were soaking it up, and you'll see it in the new trades channel. Every trade of mine is time and date stamped, and 16x in the last 26 months. Are you up that amount? Are you 43-0 in the last 3 months? The fuck you are. Have you walked away from our deal or not? Because if you haven't, it's in the pinned comment. But Mr. CEO, once again, how many shares do you intend to draw down if 800 million is the max number? Because that's another 400 or 500 million of dilution. So you might say, as an example, based on overwhelming shareholder feedback, we do not intend to draw down on any more of the ATM for the balance of this year in calendar 25, and it'll be minimal to the tune of X number of shares maximum by the end of Q1. You do that, there's 75 cents. Issue number 2 that needs to be addressed. How many shares of the $20 million buyback you announced a few months ago at 75 have you bought back? That was not in today's fluff piece, and that's why, in my opinion, among other reasons, it got pushed all the way back down. In other words, the street has no respect for you. Does that bother you? There's plenty of CEOs, we could all name a few, that don't give a shit about shareholders. Guys like you and me, we're nothing but a source of liquidity. We're the dumb retail idiots that eat up all the dilution and then the reverse splits. So these motherfucker fat cats can live their 7-figure lifestyle. So I'm talking to the CEO of IXHL. Do you have any dignity, any fucking pride? I'm going to assume that you do. Therefore, you're going to want to address how many shares of dilution are coming, and if so, how much and by when? And secondly, how many have you bought back? Because if you haven't, what the fuck are you waiting for at 34 and change? Last trade, 35.10. What are you waiting for? There's 347 million shares outstanding. You haven't issued any. Bravo. Can't say how important that is since late August. Step in right fucking now, especially when everyone's demoralized. Perfect opportunity. Buy back 10% of the outstanding shares. Do you have any idea what a press release and an SEC filing telling the street that you bought back 35 million shares or thereabouts? Let's say that you won't have to pay any more than 37 or 8 cents for it. Cost you about 12 and a half, 13 million bucks, meaning a little more than half that you're allotted to. There's 75 for $1 right there. And in closing, the third thing that you must address in addition to dilution and the buyback, and again, 10% right now, that would fucking goose the stock and shove a fucking ramrod right up the ass of the naked shorts without any lube whatsoever. Do you have any pride? Do you give a shit about yourself, your family, your fucking shareholders? I gotta believe you do. Show us you got real skin in the game, motherfucker. And the reverse split. The institutional money, the whales that are leaning on this in the dark pools illegally, they have no respect for you. They're not scared of any ResMed or any other alliance. And they're obviously thinking that your potential billion-dollar drug that we're believers in with respect to sleep apnea is years away. So they think, based on massive dilution of potential 400 or 500 million more shares that might be coming, or the fact that you haven't bought back any, and again, I'm imploring you, you want to get this stock doubled overnight and regain the respect of your fucking shareholders, buy back 10% right now. That's about 12 and a half, 13 million of the 20 that you said you were willing to put into the stock. But you got to come out and tell us in that shareholder news alert, when's the reverse split going to happen? Folks, I want to remind everybody, I was a broker 15 years. I know how these motherfuckers think and act. Somebody knows they have an intention to sell 200 or 300 million more shares. Somebody knows they may be pulling the trigger on the reverse split well before the 180-day extension runs out in fucking April. But Mr. CEO, you could put an end to all that nonsense and come out and say something along the lines of the following. We have no intention, based on our recent extension of 180 days, of doing a reverse split this year or anywhere inside of the first quarter. In other words, the end of March. If you're willing to put your fucking nuts in the guillotine like I do every goddamn day and say, this is how much dilution's coming, this is the reason why and when it's coming, this is how many shares I just fucking bought back and what it cost me, And here's when I'm willing or must have to pull the trigger on the reverse split. And if it's extended out into the spring of next year, which it should be, so you can give your shareholders a chance to not only make some fucking money, but recoup what they're down on, especially if they've been in the fucking stock for the last few years, then you're going to be a fucking hero. And these people that are watching me right now are finally going to make some money in your godforsaken fucking stock that's down 90% from the initial pump where you got everybody all goosed up on this phase 2 news and it ran to $2 a share and all the way back down again. And until next time, always remember, ladies and gentlemen, that I love you. And that includes the folks at IXHL. I hope they do the right thing and you click that comment below.